Yeah, I'm back. Still rising up out these ashes. It is May 19th, 2025, around 3 something a.m. You know, I want to first start off by saying I am so thankful and grateful um, for my life. And, instead of being mad and irritated and frustrated, um, I'd rather be thankful. Um, Today, I was on my way to handle my business around 7:30, as usual. And the car wouldn't start. And I'm just glad it just didn't mess up after I left. I'm glad that if since it did do it. At first, I wish it didn't mess up, you know. But I'm glad that it happened in my own driveway instead of on the street or in the parking lot or somewhere away from my house. So, um, so I'm coming to the conclusion. I put that diagnostics thing on there, and it didn't come up. So after investigating and researching the possible issue, it's believed that it's the starter. And yeah, but that still didn't change the fact that I had things to take care of. At my day job. Technically, it's night, cause I do it at night, but I kind of do it when I want, for the most part, long as they don't run out of sauce. So if there's ever a situation, I just let them know, and everybody's able to plan accordingly and readjust. So that's pretty cool. Um, so I got to around 10 something. I realized, you know what? I was gonna call it, but I was like, I can't call out because it's like it just, it just didn't sit out with me. I just don't like to give up. Then I realized, I could get on the bus down there. I might have a troubles making it back. As far as the same night goes, because Saturday night, Sunday morning, which it is now, it's kind of the buses don't be rolling like that. But I could get a bus to the town, but it was like real close that I could have made it back. Did I make it back? No, because clearly I'm right here waiting. Because there ain't no bus back home tonight. You know, and so moving forward, I end up getting to the bus stop, and then it said about 15 minutes. So I decided to walk a little bit more, and then when I got close to the next bus stop, my bus was leaving out of there 3 minutes early. If it would have left exactly at 11 o'clock, then, you know, I would have made it. But I left a few minutes early, so I was like, man, wow. At that point, I was like, I might as well just call out, because even if I wait for this next bus, I'm not going to make it back home tonight. But I was like, you know what? Let me call the Uber. Let me see if I could beat that bus to the next bus stop, and I'll be cool. Hit the Uber up. That came up to like $20. And then, I was like 5 minutes early on time for the next scheduled bus to come to head down to the town. After about 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 minutes, the bus still didn't come, which has been a problem for me for a while on and off. It's like the bus just don't be coming sometimes. There don't be no explanation or nothing. I mean, people started slowly just leaving, riding their bikes, smashing off, walking away, finding somewhere to sit. Some went to a different bus, like, forget it, let's just catch that one and get us close to where we need to get and go from there type thing. Which I would have did too, but there's no other really route, that'll get me to where I needed to get down to the town. So I'm just thinking, like, this is why I already invested 20, like 19 something plus the tip. And I said, let me check and see how much it's going to cost me to get downtown. Boom. Looked at the Uber. It's at $75. So I'm contemplating for about 5-7 minutes. I was like, it's pretty much $100. Like, I was like, you know what? F it. I'm gonna do it. Clicked on. It says one moment. What they say, I don't know. I can't remember where the rate changed. So it popped back up. It came up to like $90 or $86. I was like, wow, that's under the hundo. That's dealing like $100. Plus, so I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. My phone's about to die. I got my charger with me though. Brother man picked me up. He was cool. Got me down, to the town. Within like 12:45. Or was it 12:45? Was it 11:45? I don't know, man. I can't remember. I have to look back. I think it was 12:41 actually. A.M. Yeah, it was 12:41 a.m. But boom. Then I got to where I needed to get to. Got up in the van and did what I needed to do. Move these sauces. Got done with that. And now I'm just sitting in the van waiting because I'm just like, I missed that 2:19 a.m. bus that I thought I was going to be able to get to at least get me back close to home. And then once I got close to home, take that $20 Uber back home. So clearly that didn't happen. Here we are. Here I am right here. And, I checked the Uber about 30 minutes ago, and it was like 104 to get back. you know, I just checked it about right before I got on here, so about like 11, 12 minutes ago, and it went down to $90. So I was like, let me just, it was raining, so I was like, let me just chill right here and think about my next move. The bus that I need, it don't start back to 11 a.m. That's a couple hours. Um, but I need to be back home, you know, and get back to my kids, you know. Look at that bird early in the morning. Thought it was like a little mouse, but it just flew away. My kid's mom has to get to work like in a couple hours. You know, before I had all these responsibilities and stuff and children, like I would be up these hours anyway, trying to get some money. Walking around and sitting down somewhere, driving somewhere, or waiting for a phone call for some money, get some money. So it's like nothing for me like to, you know, be up and pull an all nighter. I mean, haven't did it in a while. You know, plus I've been a big old couch potato. That's another. I'm gonna make another video on that. So it's like, ain't no way I was about to just be chilling like all day. Like, forget it, call out. Like, that didn't even feel right. Like, I got to be doing something. And these days, if I'm doing something, it's gotta be like the right thing. What's the right thing? We don't know. But as far as the right thing is always taking care of your business, taking care of your household, you know, and keeping things together, and not only being a resource uh, as a man, as a father, getting to it, you know what I'm saying, to make things happen. Don't let nothing get in my way, you know, when it comes to staying focused and doing what I gotta do to keep, you know, my life, my thing, my program going a certain way. Um, I'm about to get off here soon so I could call this Uber, and I'm gonna make another video. I'm gonna just keep making videos until I get back. You know, because typically I ain't been making videos like that. It's crazy because like I've been driving, you know, I've been rolling, and it's like I don't want to hold my phone and just be all distracted doing, you know, recording, you know, driving and all that stuff. I could do audio, which I've been planning to do, but every time I be thinking about doing that, I'd rather just like listen to some music or watch it, you know, or listen to a video or something like that, and just, you know, get to it, get to what I need to do. Um, so that's what my night been like. You know, it's gonna boil down to me what paying a couple hundred to get back and forth. You know, like I'm supposed to be making a little, you know, some honest money, and turned out that I had to spend some money. I didn't even make no money today because, you know, I had to pay. I gotta pay, you know, a couple hundred to get back and forth. So it's just like, you know, my dedication, my loyalty, um, you know, when it comes to, you know, sticking to what I'm going to do, say I'm going to do, and stuff like that, pertaining to this anyway, you know, yeah, You know, it costs me more, but you know, I just got to chalk it up. You know, I use my credit card, so it's thankfully I got a credit card. You know, I just paid it all off a couple weeks ago. Here I go using it. I was trying to see how long I could go without using it. So now I owe a couple hundred. So that's cool, but not really. Because I wish I could have been able to use that. Um, you know, for something that I really had to get. I mean, I really had to do this, but not really, but kinda. It was just something that I just felt like, man, it just needed to be done because I'm not taking no chances. I'm not taking no shorts, and I'm not. Like I said, I got tunnel vision on a lot of things. This is one piece to my puzzle that's important for me. You know what I'm saying? And not only I'm not trying to let others down, and I'm not trying to let myself down. You know. So obstacles and things happen. That's why I started off with saying I'm thankful and grateful for my life because I don't want to start off complaining or seeming like I'm complaining. And I know how bad things can get. You like, I mean, just a couple of years ago, I didn't have no credit cards. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, just being thankful for the opportunity to even have one to where, I use it for this type of emergency. I'm thankful for. I'm gonna pay it back off. And be good again. That's what it's used for, emergencies. Well, yeah, that. So um, yeah, so that's just what's going on right now. I'm about to go ahead and get off of here, and it's getting close to 20 minutes. I didn't expect to be on this particular video that long, but this is what adulting's like. You know what I'm saying? Like, I may take a couple $100 loss just on transportation and Ubering. However, um, it's small to a giant, small thing to a giant, and there's always going to be obstacles. You could be doing good, everything's cool, and then there's going to be an obstacle. I mean, this is just what's the learning lesson from this. It's like when you get a used car, it's mandatory, which I already knew, but this is just another hard lesson that you get you a starter, you get you an alternator, you get your oil change, you get your tune up, you get your flushes, you get all those little things because you're going to need it anyway. Ain't no telling unless you got receipts and documents from the previous owner saying, hey, this is what we did boom, boom, boom. Then you just don't want to take that chance. You just want to go ahead and get those things taken care of. So for a fact, like, okay, I got a couple years. Usually it's a couple year warranty on some things like that. And you just know for sure that your vehicle gonna start up. You see, so and moving forward, gonna have to get him. I don't know whether to get this towed to the mechanic or have a mobile mechanic come or what, but I don't think about that till tomorrow afternoon. Tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon, we'll figure that out. But yeah, what I'm saying. I'll be right back with you. Don't forget to love yourself first. You know, that's how you show others that, yeah, you know, I put myself first in high regards. So if anyone needs an example of how to treat you, they can look at how you treat you and know they can't go or be, treat you less than that. You know what I'm saying? Start from the inside down, you know. Whatever that looks like to you, start from the inside. Work on inside yourself. So many people's pointing fingers at, what someone's doing, what they ain't doing, what they're doing right, what they're doing wrong, and you know, and don't think about themselves first or what they need to fix upon themselves first. So we got to remember that, especially in these days and times. Everybody's going back and forth, talking about who's doing this, who's doing that, who ain't doing this, who ain't doing that. Aha, look at you. But then they got three fingers pointing back right at themselves, right? So yeah, work with all that time. Focus on someone else. We could be focused on ourselves. So let's not forget that. All right, I'll be back. One love, peace.